And whatever you do, don't let it fall into the wrong hands.
Let me do a quick recap. You guys, I think in order to investigate the Orphea townsfolk, Graham being turned into a stone, and a similar stone being dropped outside Orphea proper, or city limits, and the nefarious intention that seems to be, I don't know, lingering surrounding this whole, like, rock transformation thing, you asked around, and there was like a adventurer slash procurer of items, whose name, I forget what I named him, but he was lovely. And he basically said he'd seen something with a symbol like that in the Venomous Copse, which I think is where you are now. And you'd heard similar from, I think, the mage who runs the Secret Scroll, who reluctantly, I think, shared that information. So either way, you felt that the clues of this symbol were leading in this direction. So you ventured bravely into the Venomous Copse and then encountered some very weird, tricksy spiders, some of which disappeared and reappeared, and some of which seemed to be just large, regular spiders. And you dispatched them with relative confidence, and then ventured slightly further beyond that clearing and came to another clearing that had just a doorway standing in the middle of it with no building apparently surrounding it, and the same symbol on the front of this wooden door that's just sitting there in the middle of nowhere. And that is where we left off. What would you all like to do? I haven't changed the map because it's just another similar clearing. Like, let's do imagination time. I can also draw like a tiny line to represent the door. That'll help everyone. Okay.
Are there any spider corpses nearby?
There would be back in the previous clearing.
Okay. I'm gonna go and get a spider corpse.
Okay. You venture back and see a large spider corpse.
Yeah. So I'm gonna, with my imp, I'm gonna carry it back to the door.
Okay, it's not overly heavy.
Okay, so I drag the fucking thing back to the door, and I take out my knife and I cut off one of the legs, and I smear some ichor on the door to see what happens.
Okay. You can make a perception check.
Tight.
Okay, with a 14, you smell that you have made the door considerably stinkier.
Aha! I say.
You notice no other changes.
Oh, rats.
Let me draw the symbol just in case you guys have forgotten. Here we go. So we're all looking on the same screen, I think. So it looks kind of... wow, it's been a long time since I've drawn with a mouse. There we go. So it looks like a little rectangle, and a quill sort of in the middle of the rectangle.
So we've got the dagger, haven't we, with the symbol on it? So Joseph wants to roll a perception check, see if you can find or is it an investigation check, see if you can find like a hole in the door or something, like a keyhole that maybe the dagger would fit into or something like that.
Cool, roll an investigation, please. Okay, with a 7, you put your hands on the door and really try to feel out where a hole might be, and then you get a splinter, and it's quite painful. You don't take damage, but you feel a little bit silly, being that you're the ranger outdoorsman. You don't notice any holes that a dagger might go into, or any holes of any kind. It appears to be a very finely sanded wooden door, but with no handle or hole.
Okay, should we wave the dagger over it?
Firstly, roll a... I'm going to roll for infection.
For my splinter.
Yeah, I was kidding, but with an 81, you're fine. Cool. Sorry, what was your question, Fraser?
Should we bring the dagger to the door to see if we get any reaction?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we're wondering we could maybe like either try to etch something into the door with the dagger, or maybe like pierce ourselves with the dagger.
Let's all stab ourselves.
I vote you stab yourself.
Who is in
You've got
possession
it
of the
yourself.
dagger, by the way? Who last was holding it?
I think I've got it.
Yeah, I don't think it's me.
Yeah, no, because I used it to. I got my imp to go and find a rat, and then I sacrificed the rat to the rock thing.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Okay.
Yeah, sure. It's in your possession.
Okay, so nothing happened when I spread the spider ichor on the door. So I hold the dagger up to see if anything happens.
Make an Arcana check. Oh yeah, okay. With a 20, you reach out with your arcane awareness, and you don't notice a change in the door or the dagger, but you feel like they were created by the same hand.
Guys, I feel like they're created by the same hand.
Um,
A mighty friendly hand, it seems like to me. We should definitely do whatever it wants us to.
I don't know if we've actually done this yet. Joseph's going to be like, wait a second. And then I'm going to see what's around the back of the door.
Cool.
Smart.
It's just a door on both sides.
You walk around the other side of the door, and there's no carving of that thing I drew on this side. It's just plain wood.
Right.
You feel vexed.
Back to the drawing board, yeah. All right. Oh, can I do a perception check just for the surroundings, see if there's anything else that might be able to help us out?
Yeah, sure.
If we're in danger?
If you're trying to be aware of danger, then that's a perception check. If you're looking for a specific object, that would be investigation.
Sorry, carry on. I was just saying, I'm going to telepathically send my imp off to go and find another rat.
Cool.
All right. Yeah, I'll just check our boundaries. One sec.
Maybe when we find the rat, we should prick it with the knife and see if anything happens.
That's the plan.
Okay. Before I do Joseph's perception check, Zenarai, if you can use your imp stats to roll I think it's wisdom. Do a wisdom check for the imp, and the perception check of 17. Nice. Why did it highlight like that? That's great. 21.
Natural 20.
Nice. Okay, sorry. Backtracking. Joseph, with a perception check of 17, you notice a couple of crickets lurking in the nearby wood line, making a cricket noise. You notice a sparrow, but it quickly flies away, getting the... If you had to guess, you would say that the robin had a case of the heebie-jeebies and then flew away. But you notice no other objects in this natural clearing. There you go. Something just like
crickets.
Just like that.
Just like real life crickets.
Yeah.
So Joseph, however, takes this for a good sign and reports that there's probably nothing else in the area. If there's all the wildlife here, then if we're not scaring it off, then probably nothing else is either.
And shortly afterwards, the imp returns holding 2 rats.
Oh, fantastic. Good work. God, what was it? It's not Gahak Balachis, but it's close.
Gahak Blach.
Yeah, that one. I think I'm going to rename him Gahak Balachis because that's easier for me to remember.
Okay.
Good work, Gahak Balachis, and it starts spitting at me in its stupid demonic tongue. So I take one of the rats, I slice it in half, and I throw the 2 bits at the door.
Okay, make a perception check. Okay. With a 10, you notice that you have made the door both stinkier and dirtier.
Any thoughts, guys? I think it needs a bigger sacrifice.
How about we just try to prick ourselves with it and see if like blood reacts to something?
Let me
The blood or something? Because it is from the dagger, isn't it? The problem is the dagger.
before you guys do other things, let me see if I can give you a more like what's the word, like detailed representation here, so that you can see the full picture of what your characters can see.
Maybe, yeah, okay.
There you go. That's pretty much what it looks like. So that's the door. That's the carving on the door.
So I think Joseph's going to say, well, looks kind of like a feather. What if we
Okay,
put a feather next to it?
I have a feather. So shall I press my feather against it? Let's do that.
Okay.
I get out my I've got a single large white feather on my possession, which I started with. And I'm going to just press that against the symbol like a stylus.
Okay. As you press the feather against the symbol and the wooden surface of the door like melts away into steam. And beyond it, you see a passage, but I'm going to grab all your icons first so that I can keep track of it.
Oh man, sick. That was literally just a fictional starting item I gave myself. Oh, that's damning.
Nice.
Okay.
I still think we should sacrifice more rats.
Yeah, let's still do that.
You stay out here and kill as many rats as you can. We'll head inside.
All right, see you later, guys.
Boom.
Ooh.
Ooh la la.
Okay, so we've got Monty, Dave, Zenai. Cool.
Ooh.
It's 4 of you, right? I'm missing someone. Oh,
Yeah.
there.
Gahaxbalachus.
Oh, yeah. Let me see if I can double check and see if I've misplaced them. So yeah, you're in like a small entry chamber. You see a staircase in front of you, a sort of wooden chair to the right of you, and some like loose timber in the left corner.
Any ideas?
Should we see if anything's behind the timber or around the timber?
Yeah, let's have a look. Scour the room.
Okay.
Yeah.
Whoever is
Okay,
looking for things can make, I'll say, investigation checks.
I can do that. Mine's all right.
Nice.
Okay, with an investigation of 17, you find several pieces of what you conclude to be 2x4s, and you imagine through your knowledge of woodcraft that the chair to the right of you was probably constructed using some of these very same timbers that seem to be left here as spares.
Oh, artisanal. I like it.
Hey, should we go up the stairs then?
So there's only staircase. There's not another way out of this room.
Also, sorry, with the 17, you also notice, Monty, that there are a couple of places in this room that have like a dust outline, like they're a slightly different color than the rest of the wall, as though something stood there for a while, protecting it from the elements, and then was suddenly removed, and you can just see a couple of outlines, possibly furniture, you're not sure.
Okay. Can I? I will. I mean, I am going to cast Detect Magic on this room.
Okay.
How many of those have you got?
1. Or shall I save it?
It's a good idea. No, I think it's a good idea.
Do it.
Okay. With your mark off whatever spell slot it requires, and basically you detect a very, very strong residual magical aura. It would be, you discover, I think it's called the Transmutation School. I can't remember what D&D calls it. Hold on.
Yeah, that kind of alteration, transmutation-y kind of thing.
I think I got it. Yeah,
Yes.
Transmutation. Damn, I'm good.
That's
Just
nice.
off the dome. Okay. Yes, it is a very faint sort of residual. Sorry, it's a residual aura. But in order to leave this aura and no longer be present, the spell or whatever, it must have been very, very strong to have done that. It's almost like the environment has been scarred by that happening.
Okay.
Spooky.
Guys, there's been some really serious magic shit here. But not anymore. Yet it lingers. Okay. Interesting.
I say my imp's pretty good at lingering. I'm going to send him off to scout in stealth.
Okay. Make a, that would be, I think, if he's stealthing, then that's a, I think, dexterity check to see how stealthy he is, and then it's wisdom to see what he perceives.
So he can magically turn himself invisible. So dex. Has that gone through?
Oh yeah, hold on. Okay, he feels pretty stealthy. Now do wisdom so that I can see what he observes.
Okay.
Okay. He says that on the next level, there are like a table, some chairs, some doors. I didn't open the doors. I didn't know what would happen. But it seems like there are more rooms, but not a very nice table.
Okay. So he says there's not a very nice table up there. Sounds like we should check it out. Maybe it's a torture table.
Ah, shit. Yeah. Maybe this wood's funky.
Yeah.
Okay, it goes up. Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, you guys go up to the next level.
Judge can go first. Try and stealth up.
Sure. Okay, make a stealth check.
It's not really my it's not my preferred environment, but I'll take point.
Okay, cool. I'm just
My
going to
plan
move
is
your...
that whatever runs next, just kind of creep round the corner and have a look.
Okay, so you come up the stairs into this little corridor. I assume Dave comes with you. And so can you see the area I've revealed? Sort of to the left of the map that we're on.
No. Oh yeah, got it.
Cool. And so that door is open, this one here. And beyond it, you can see another weirdly shaped room with a wooden table and chairs that seem kind of old, crudely made, possibly by an amateur rather than a professional. And then there's like a chest at the end of that strangely shaped room, and then another door to the south.
So, yeah, I think I'm sort of going to gesture. So Josie's going to gesture down to the others and sort of say, like, wait there as to deck. Then I'm going to walk up to this door, pop a little perception check in this room to see if I see any obvious traps or anyone
Roll it up.
hiding under the table or something.
You also saw like two other doors immediately next to the staircase as you walked past them.
Ah, right.
But because they weren't open, you probably noticed the open door first. Okay, with a perception check at 20, you see more of these outlines of kind of like different shapes, mostly rectangles and squares that look like an outline of dust, very thick dust, sort of on one side of this outline and not so much on the other. Like when you move house and you notice all these like crappy outlines against your wall.
Is it all against the wall, none on the floor? Or is
you notice like one or two in the middle of the floor, but mostly they're against the wall.
Okay. I think seeing that the room's safe, I'll pop back down to the stairs and be like, yeah, looks good. We need to make a decision about which way to go, so let's head up.
Cool.
Yeah.
So you guys follow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On
Yeah.
seeing the shapes, I'm like, guys, I think a magic carpenter used to live here.
Cool.
Not a very good carpenter.
No, an awful yet magical carpenter.
Magically awful carpenter. Perhaps we should sacrifice him.
Okay, cool. You guys all crowd in up the stairs and head in what direction?
Which way?
I'm just going to keep sending my stealth imp into one of these rooms and have him check it out.
Which room?
I want to know what's wrong with this table. This table looks fine to me.
You can make a insight check.
I'll send good old
Yes, I would. Sorry,
Okay.
missed that. Oh, wow.
ouch.
With an insight check of 5, you're not sure what sort of malicious intent this table might be harboring or whether it's a table. You are just a little creeped out by how quiet and empty this place is.
Guys, this bed is really strange.
I'm going to come barging in here and shove him out of the way. That's not a bed, you fool. This is quite clearly a torture table. I'll start poking it with a knife.
You poke the table with
magic.
a knife?
With the evil knife.
Okay, you poke the table with the knife. It makes a series of sort of like kunk sounds.
Ow.
Um,
Hey.
You wanted to send your imp into one of these rooms. Which room?
the top one.
Okay.
This one.
Okay, are you standing right next to the door when it happens?
No, I'm over here poking the table with a knife.
Okay, the imp comes back. Actually, Abe would see inside as the door is opened.
I can see through his eyes as well.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Cool. Inside, the imp and Abe and Zenarai see a bed, another sort of wooden chest, a table, a stool, and what seems to be like a iron pot and some straw in the left corner.
Can I check what's inside the chest?
Sure. You open the chest, you see some like robes, like green, gray, and brown robes. They seem to be quite long. They have a sort of like basic functionality. They don't look exciting in any way. And you see a couple of books in there, but they're like no discernible name on the outside or labeling of any kind.
Can I see if I can read the books or at least know what language it is?
Sure. You open the book and the pages are blank.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to take the books just in case.
Good idea.
You can write in your inventory blank-paged books.
Okay.
I mean, that won't be an item in D&D Beyond. You'll have to like make a note in the note section, perhaps.
Yeah. You're not borrowing my feather quill thing, just so you know.
Cool. Who wants to do what?
Quite want to. Joseph quite wants to. I don't know, just where the stuff was on the walls. Just he kind of has a weird feeling and just wants to double check something and go over and just like poke the wall where it was.
Okay.
If you noticed anything weird.
Make a investigation check, please.
It's a very pokey adventure today, isn't it?
Yeah, lots of prodding and smearing.
Okay, with an 8, you conclude that it's very dusty. Dust comes off on your finger, and the outline is still visible. You don't notice anything unusual taking place.
Yeah, Joseph, not wanting to look stupid, just kind of smells the dust and licks it a bit and
sneezes.
Like doing some kind of woodsman
It tastes
check.
like
sneezes really loudly.
it tastes like dirt and sand.
Yeah, but he looks like he's learned something and
Nice.
on.
Okay, in that case, make a performance check.
Okay.
Oh wow, 14. Okay, with a 14, anyone who is paying attention will see Joza doing something that looks like ranger shit, where he's like, these stones have been here a while kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Can
Kind of slightly crouched down, like I'm ready for something.
Sorry, Abe, what were you saying?
Can I check if there's anything else in the room?
Yeah, totally. That would be investigation, please. And Zenarai, what did you want to do?
I'm just thinking.
Okay.
I'll get back to you.
12, okay.
I am thinking.
You discover that the iron pot at the foot of the bed smells kind of like shit. The desk doesn't really have anything on it, surprisingly. It's very plain. And the straw has a vaguely like animal aroma, but you can't really nail down what kind of animal may or may not have been there. But you don't notice any items. It's in fact quite strange to you that there aren't more things around. It's kind of surprising.
Okay. I'm going to spend a little bit more time with this table.
Okay. You can. What are you trying to determine about the table?
I'm trying to determine what materials it's made of or any markings that it may have on it.
Okay. Give me a nature check. Oh wow. Okay. With an 18, you're confident that it's made from pine, possibly similar pine that grows in the nearby sort of clearing.
Sustainable.
And, yeah, you gather that the imp was probably commenting on the craftsmanship because it's very rudimentary. There's a couple of mistakes where like a saw went into the leg of the table and then didn't end up continuing with the cut and then cut somewhere else.
I mean,
he's a very discerning imp.
Well, I was going to say, I admire this carpenter's sustainable ethics using locally sourced materials. So I kind of look askance at Gahak Balaches and kind of just, tell him off.
Gahak Balache belches in your direction.
Guys, I think we should also keep in mind that there is an animal odor in this room, and I can't really identify the animal, so it might not be something good.
Yes.
It might be like this tiny creature that is harmless, but just out there.
Let's keep scouting.
Where do you go?
Yeah.
Okay. You open the door. Sorry?
Just 2 seconds. I've got a wasp to deal with.
Suddenly, as you walk into this room, a giant wasp assaults you.
Hey, man.
You take 10 allergy damage and go into anaphylactic shock.
Oh, interesting. Quick question, if I can just break character. If I am getting, say, something from Furbolg Magic as a spell, I'm not sure if that uses a spell slot. Is that correct? Because, for example, if I'm out of spell slots, I still seem to be able to cast detect magic. I marked off a spell slot to use it, but interestingly, I still can. And I'm just wondering whether there's some rule about feature and trait-based things not using spell slots.
Well, some do, some don't. Let me just have a quick look while you guys decide what you're going to do. Okay, you find a room that resembles like a kitchen. There's a wooden table, more chairs, a couple of wooden cabinets, and like a stove top made out of cast iron, and some loose firewood beside the stove top.
Should we investigate those cupboards?
Yeah, I'll check out these cabinets down here.
Okay, you open the cabinets and you find absolutely nothing. It is empty of anything of value or nourishment.
That's
Okay.
okay, guys. This isn't the adventure I was hoping for.
We finally got
Fuck
through the
this, let's go.
Oh, there was nothing.
Um,
Okay.
Is there something?
yes. Sorry, just to answer Monty's question, because those things say use beside them instead of cast, they don't consume a spell slot to cast.
Aha.
They are limited by like how often you can cast them, because
Yeah.
if you look in your features and traits section, it says /short rest, so you can do it like once per short rest, and then when you have a short rest, you can do it again.
Okay, so use and cast is the difference. That's great. I still have a spell slot.
So
That's
it's
good to know.
like my
Yep.
cone of eyes kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. Thank you. That's
No worries. Cool. So you find an empty kitchen. The excitement continues. What happens now?
Joseph's going to, being a bit out of his element, quite literally, he's going to wander over to this table, sit down, and just kind of idly pop good berry, cast some good berries, just to have
Cool.
on him.
How many good berries do you consume?
I'm just going to make them and have them.
Okay, you cast it and
Pop them in my sack.
you get however many the spell says you can get. I think it's like up to
Good
7.
berries.
Guys,
There.
another thing, there's like this space in the middle that looks like it could be a hidden something, given that it's walls and walls and walls. Like that triangle between the kitchen, that hallway. Yeah.
Okay.
No. Do you think we should try and see if there's any way to, like, anything on the walls or something?
Maybe there's a fireman's pole.
Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's just like solid rock. But
Maybe there's loads of phase spiders.
Yeah, sweet.
yeah.
Did we? Is there another floor to this place? Sorry, I missed.
The staircase continues
It's
upwards.
continued up. Okay, cool.
Abe can make a perception check.
Sorry, my roll was high.
Beautiful. Okay. With a 13, you notice that the triangle space that doesn't seem to have a room or whatever is probably like a structural support to the building. Although I don't know if arcane buildings with just doors require support, but that's what you conclude. And you also hear distantly like a scraping, sort of jostling sound of wood and stone coming vaguely from above you.
Cool. So should we check the next level, or am I missing something?
Yes, I want to meet this carpenter man.
Yes.
Nice.
It's a bit of stealthy, though.
Yeah.
Sure thing. Let me go first.
No.
Okay.
Crash, crash, crash.
Okay, so who does what?
Come in and out of conversation a couple of times.
Well, given that we want to keep stealth, maybe Zariah, your imp, or
Yeah.
Dave, or
Joseph, yeah.
Joseph should start the way up, just to check.
Yeah.
Well, probably the imp would be the best option, given that he's invisible as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Off goes Gahak Palachis to do his evil work. I mean, his not evil work.
Okay. Do a stealth check if you're hoping for him to be stealthy. Oh, sorry, which is a dexterity check.
He has stealth thing.
Oh, he has the stealth thing. Okay, roll that.
Yeah.
Okay. With an 11, as he's flying up the staircase, he bumps into the wall and squawks quite loudly a couple of times. And then
Gotcha.
he flies into this sort of room. It's in the top left of the screen if you want to scroll in that direction. And the imp sees this man crouched over a like big pile of wood and metal, and he's sort of like rummaging through it, seemingly looking for something. And the man turns around because obviously the imp made so much noise and says, "Oh, I see. Well, there's nothing here. You're welcome to help me look, small creature." Oh, well.
I'm going to cast thaumaturgy on myself to boom my voice up to 3 times as loud. Then I'm going to speak with my voice through my imp and say, "Do not call me small creature. I deserve your respect, tiny man. I am Gahakt Balachus, destroyer of worlds."
Okay, he says, I see Orpheus has sent more looters. Well, there's no point. You can't intimidate me. There's nothing here. There's nothing of value. I can't find what I'm looking for. You're welcome to ransack this place in whatever manner you see fit.
Hmm.
Go up then. And
Yeah.
see if we have a.
Yeah.
Are we just in hiding out in the stairwell?
Let's go make friends with them.
Yeah.
I think someone's
Or
crying out for a torturing / intimidation.
No, friends.
drag him back to the torture table.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys are going up to the next level?
Yeah.
Okay. So as you walk out into the middle section of the room, he says, "Oh, there's quite a few of you. Now listen, be honest. Did Orpheus send you? Did he aim to ransack this place? Come on, it's okay. I don't blame you. I blame him."
Now, do we know who Orpheus is?
So I was like, "Who the hell's Orpheus?"
I have.
I don't know who it is.
You ask
Oh,
out
that's
loud.
We're all just gonna go like,
What?
So I tried to bluff him by saying, "No, he didn't send us. Why would Orpheus send us to loot your place?"
Well, because he's looting the area in a 25-mile radius for all kinds of magical knickknacks. You've probably seen his looters roaming the streets and fields like the vermin they are.
What do they look like?
Oh, suspicious faces, carrying sacks, usually jovial that they have stolen the riches from other people. You know the type.
Fair enough.
Are they humanoid in nature, these looters?
The ones that I've seen, but I wouldn't be surprised if he just enlisted the assistance of animals, demons. He's a filthy creature.
how do you know this Orpheus?
Oh, we've been foes for quite a while now. I try to create things of value. He tries to take them away. You know the story. Listen, you don't seem like his looters, so perhaps you'd be willing to help me. I'm looking around this building. You see, I was here quite a while ago, before it was in the sorry state that it's in now, and I lost a pack of cards, a very dear possession of mine that I can't seem to find because this place has been stripped clean. So if you could, I don't know, get it from him and bring it to me, I would be very monetarily grateful.
And who are you?
Oh, my name is Asmo. It's nice to meet you.
Asmo.
Yes, that is my name.
Friend, I'm Monty. Hello.
Oh, hello. You're a furbolg, aren't you?
Hi. Yes. Unfortunately. Hello. Sorry.
It's okay. Just take a deep breath and think about helping me, and we'll be great friends, I'm sure.
I'm sorry. I get anxious sometimes.
Yes, well, that happens.
What
So,
is this
are you
place?
interested? Sorry?
We need more information. What is this place?
Oh. Well, this is a tower. I used to live in this tower many, many, many years ago. I needed somewhere to work and, try to invent things. I'm an inventor of sorts. And this was my refuge to get away from the rabble and the distractions. And I had all of my equipment in here that I would invent with. And as you can see, it has long since been picked clean. And it's my old home.
Tell us about this. Sorry.
So, what's up with your door down there? Did you make that yourself?
Yes. I mean, it's a fairly simple enchantment. I don't know. I came upon the design at one point in the neighboring forest. There seemed to be this symbol etched everywhere, and I thought, oh, that looks nice. I'll I'll put that up, and hopefully people will run away. And I used it as a way to get into the door without anyone else being able to get in.
You also
What about-
invent creatures.
Sorry,
There was
one
a-
at a time.
Do you also invent creatures? Because there was an odd smell in your room.
Oh, yes, I had a dog. I didn't invent him, but he was quite nice.
So I pull out the knife and say, "What do you know of this?"
Oh, interesting. And he goes over to see if you'll give it to him.
I say, "Look with your eyes."
Okay, he's going to make...
If that is your real name.
He's going to make an investigation check, and he says, yes, interesting. This is the symbol I saw. It's sort of in the forest about northwest of here. It seems to be everywhere. I saw it in caves. I saw it on chests, on a rock, I think, at one point. And I thought, this seems to creep people out. Maybe I can use it to keep the looters away.
I distrust this man greatly. I'm going to cast command on him.
Okay.
So before I cast command, I'm going to say, I don't. So what do I say? I say, I don't trust you, strange man. If Asmo really is your name. And then I cast command and I say, confess.
Okay, can you show me the text of command, just so I can have the full benefit of its details? Oh, wow.
Joseph's just is shaking his head at this point. Not again.
No, he's our friend.
He's fucking not our friend.
He's my
Not
friend.
your friend.
Okay,
Yeah.
he's going to roll the check. Okay. He says, that was very unpleasant. I mean, if you said you were working with Orpheus, then that would be fine. There's no reason to keep it from me and then try to capture me. Fine, I'll just leave you to your rummagings. And he pushes past you and heads up the staircase.
I think we should chase him.
I think we need to have a talk with you about how you treat strangers. That man was, as far as we know, being quite helpful. And you just commanded him. Don't command random people. Stop it.
He didn't even
We
get
need to talk about these things before you just do it, all right?
He didn't even tell us where his cards were, where Orpheus is. We don't have enough to go on.
Monty
Again.
said he was his friend, and you just commanded him. You be nicer than Monty.
Everybody make either an intelligence or history check.
Okay.
I'm going to come and pat Monty on the shoulder a bit as well while I'm doing that.
I'm quite upset by what's just happened here.
I'm
using D&D dice.
I cast Mage Hand and I make it go like this.
Okay. Is Abe also recalling information?
I can roll for Abe. Oh, this is going to be good. Nice -1 here, so. Has that gone through?
Okay, cool. You all remember quite easily because you've been residents of Orphea for quite a while, adventuring and sort of taking on jobs for the benefit of the city, and being a group of adventurers that operates in that area, you would know that Orpheus is the patron, the sovereign of Orphea, and he hasn't been seen in quite a while. He lives reportedly at the top of a tower in the inner ring, and when you returned from your bugbear shooing away quest, you saw some Orpheites inside one of the tavern, and they're the ones that are sort of devoted to him as some sort of deity and looking after his needs and leaving food and gifts for him.
The nuns.
We knew it would be the nuns.
You hear Asmo's footsteps disappearing up the stairs. This was a while ago, but I didn't describe it. It happened.
I think we should chase him down and command him some more. Perhaps we can command him to forget that I commanded him.
Well, so Joseph was going to say it didn't seem like your command worked on him. He must be quite a powerful creature.
I was wondering about that. Let's go and fight him.
Or we can
Let's find out how powerful he is.
value to him.
Sorry, Sheila?
We can check if the books I found are anything of value to him.
You've also probably stolen them from him.
Well, we didn't know he was here, so we might go.
He did say rummage around. You know.
Yeah, he did.
Didn't he?
He did. Yeah, you can ask him about them.
I'll hide.
Let's go talk with him.
Well, do we not want to just scan this floor first? I mean, it's probably been ransacked, like he said. So
It just depends whether we think he's running away because of Zenarai's antics.
Let's get after him.
You can, Monty, make an insight check. And Joseph, if you want to look around the rest of the floor, then let me know.
Oh dear.
Yeah, I am. I'm going to pop in here and have a look up north.
Monty,
west.
with a 6, you get the sense that he sounded weary more than like upset, and he was walking at like a gentle pace.
Okay, that's good to know.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So that's that check. That's your revealed area. Would anyone else like to do anything as you stand around in this seemingly empty stone building? I'll tell you what, D&D is all about pacing. You're going to appreciate the first creature you see after all these empty rooms.
Yeah.
So I can cast command on it again.
You're edging us up to actually interacting with some.
Sure. Think of it that way if it helps you.
Yeah, I think of most things as edging, to be honest. So
Don't
one big edge.
Okay, so
don't get on to what I can do with my mage hand.
Do you continue to flip the bird with your mage hand? Is that the idea? You see a staircase.
Oh no, I make suggestive kind of these gestures.
Nice. Jose, you see a staircase. So the spiral staircase is basically ended, and Asmo went up the more traditional staircase in front of you.
Let's get after him.
Right. Well, okay. Fuck it. Can't check every corner of everything, can we? Should we just So Joseph's like, well, I don't think he's running away from us. I'm sure we'll bump into him anyway, but onwards and upwards, I suppose.
Cool. All right. So do the rest of you follow?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Have we seen what's down that hallway, though?
What hallway?
Isn't that a hallway? Yeah.
Okay, you can walk down there, and surprisingly, you see more straw and stone.
Excellent. Okay.
There is a staircase here, but I guess we're going up the one that Asmo went.
Looking at that staircase, it also leads upwards, so you surmise it probably leads to the same location.
Okay.
But before we go, I'm going to stomp in front of Joseph and push him back down. So wait a second. This man is claiming to be the enemy of Orpheus, who is the big patron saint of our city. Clearly, this guy is evil.
Well, who's to say Orpheus isn't evil? We don't really trust his acolytes either, do we?
Just trust me, I've got a bad feeling this guy is not your friend.
Okay, I will. We'll withhold judgment. I think he's Monty's friend.
Friend!
That. He has a very low threshold for what counts as a friend. But,
Yeah. But remember, Zenarai, before you force people to do things for you, I can make him my friend, and then he'll do stuff for us out of friendship, which is way better and a lot less manipulative.
It sounds like a Julius concept.
It's not manipulative at all, I promise.
Completely innocent. Well, yes. All I say is next time we try and warp someone's mind with magic, let's have a chat about it. Or not. Up to you, I suppose.
Sweet.
You go up the stairs and you see a sort of weird shape on the ground. It's kind of in the center of the map. Do you guys see it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. So you see it's kind of glowing this blue color, and it's like a carving in the floor of this building. And you don't see any sign of Asmo so far. And as you're sort of arriving on this level and you see this blue glow coming from the carving, it subsides and goes back to being a non-glowing carving.
I'm going to go and check that thing out.
Okay.
I think Asmo's gone. I was saying, I think Asmo's gone, guys.
Give me a Arcana check, please, Zenrai. Okay. With a 14, you're relatively confident, but not certain that this is a teleportation circle.
Just as I thought, he's teleported out of here. Maybe.
I will pop over to about here and do maybe about here, other side of the portal, and do a perception check. That's right.
Okay, perception it up.
Yeah, see if there's anything we haven't noticed in the room. Wow.
Okay, with an 8, you notice nothing aside from the desk in front of you that contains loose parchment that you can't make out from this distance.
I'll kind of wander over and fiddle with it.
Sure. You see some writing on the parchment. It says, it seems to be written in quite a hasty manner, and it seems quite exasperated. It's like almost like a note to self or a diary entry, and it says, if only I could have chosen the right card. Now I have to start all over again. I mean, maybe I can find out a way to predict what card will be drawn. And then it just sort of trails off.
Cool.
I'll pocket that.
Okay. You can write in your note section of D&D Beyond, note to self.
One of my only notes is Joseph really fucking hates orcs and goblins.
Just a character motivation.
Yeah.
Cool.
Should we open that portal again?
Yeah. Should we try to activate it?
With Zenrai, with your 14 Arcana check, you would know that in order to activate a teleportation circle, you have to know the spell teleport.
Does anyone know the spell teleport?
Speak with animals.
That'll do.
No, I don't have it. Nothing else here for us to look at, is there?
Should we have a look around the corners? Anything else?
Is that a window or a door? Symbols are around?
I'm not sure. I didn't hear. Was that where he said?
He copied the symbol. I think it was northwest.
Oh yeah, I think he said he found them around this area. We're going to see if we can investigate further in the room. So, for example, up around the shelves that are behind the desk, there seems to be some vials or things up there. We want to have a look over there.
Sure. Make an investigation check.
17.
Okay. You pick up one of the jars of liquid. You open it, give it a sniff, it seems to smell like brine, and the one you pick up has a distinctly like pickled cucumber vibe. The next one you pick up smells like beetroot. And make a nature check. Okay, with a 20, it seems like the brine has preserved the smells of these vegetables quite well, almost as if like the pickles inside of these jars vanished, leaving the brine and the jar sealed.
Hmm.
Oh, what, as in the vegetables themselves aren't in there, but it just
No. They're empty. Just the brine and the sort of the smell of the vegetables that were once there.
Magic
It's a
trick.
teleport vegetable. Let's all jump in the brine.
I'm going to decant some into my little water jug.
Cool. You can write down in your notes, vegetable brine assorted.
Sweet. This will come in handy.
I feel like this D&D session is like the what's that James Joyce book? Ulysses of D&D sessions.
Every detail counts.
Yeah, exactly.
What kind of straw is it in the corner?
Make a nature check.
All right.
Okay.
No.
With a 7, I mean, you're a ranger, you know the natural environment pretty well. These piles of straw didn't seem to be the home to any animals. They are very, very old sort of straw that is dry as a bone and no longer of any nutritional value.
It is kind of weird that there's straw in this building.
There's too much straw.
Far too much
Yeah.
straw. Suspicious.
I'd get like a few if it was like, for the odd animal or a sleeping quarter or something. But
You can make intelligence check, both of you that are baffled by the straw.
is that what passive intellect?
Just like raw intelligence. So you just click the intelligence stat. Yeah, okay. Okay, so Monty, you think to yourself, I mean, I wonder why there's so much straw here. I don't see how, they don't smell like animals, and you're kind of a bit baffled by the situation. Whereas Josa, you remember that the only other time you've seen this much straw and no animals is at sort of artisans, stores and shop fronts, the kind that sell like glassware or pottery or potions, and the straw is used as like a packing material to keep things from breaking.
Yeah. I'm going to pretend I thought of that myself, and Joe's just going to say, don't know what kind of straw this is, but it's probably for packing pottery and other stuff. To no one in particular, but if anyone hears me, I'll sound really clever.
Ironically, whoever stole all this stuff or moved it away didn't want to pack it well.
How careless.
Those fools.
Missing trick there, guys.
Yeah.
Right.
What's this? Is it a window or something?
Yes, it's a window.
I'm going to go and look out the window. What do I see?
You see the forest canopy that you just walked through with all the spiders and shit. And then beyond that, you see a sort of like field. And then like in the distance, you see Orphea, like the walls of the city and the tall tower in the center.
And what happens when I look down? Because all we could see from the outside was just this door. So what do I see now?
When you look down, you see nothing aside from like the clearing. You don't see like a building or anything.
Trippy.
Yes, precisely.
What disc?
That's another window, I think.
Okay, so should we head out? And did he say that he copied this from places in the northwest?
He said that he saw that symbol with the quill and the rectangle in the local area, sometimes on a rock, sometimes on a chest, sometimes he just saw it around, and he gathered that it was like creeping people out. So he used it as like a beware of dog thing to keep people away.
Gotcha.
Okay, so should we head out and try to find those authentic quill markings?
I feel like we should go back to town and go to the tavern, which we haven't really explored, and try and find some of these Orphean acolytes who can master it.
Yeah, we need to go find this Orpheus dude and shake.
Infiltrate his cult to try and get close enough to steal those cards.
We can dress up as nuns.
Yes, let's do it.
Cool, cross-dressing.
Pretty.
So I start sprinting towards the exit at the prospect of dressing up as a nun.
I sprint out following, shouting, "No, I'm Whoopi Goldberg. I'm Whoopi Goldberg."
Okay, you see Monty and Zenarai leave with the imp flying overhead. Abe and Josa and Dave are left sort of staring at each other in this empty room.
Yeah, just kind of a cursory shrug and then follow down at a much slower pace.
Cool.
I would quite like to, just out of curiosity, in the name of Ulysses. No, I just wanted to check what was up these stairs in the previous room.
There was one we didn't go to.
Oh, yeah. You go up the stairs and it leads to the same floor because it's like there are 2 stairwell exits at this floor, like a unnecessarily grandiose design.
Right, okay.
Cool.
So let's fucking bounce then, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Rather than me like go through like floor by floor, are you intending to actually leave the building?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
And head back to Orphea, right?
Okay. I'll say you guys have already navigated the venomous copse and sort of bested the spiders. I'll say you can get out of it now that you know the pitfalls. You've basically carved a swathe through the wilderness. And you return after a few hours to it's getting to be probably close to evening now, and
Yeah.
I'm just gonna move
Should we do I just think, should we rest now or should we go to the inn to get some information? I'm quite excited about becoming a nun.
Yes, me too. Can I try and make friends with the nuns? I think what we should do is we should say that we want to go and help with all of the burglaries that are going on, and whether we can help.
Yes, that would be a good way of distracting them from our true intention of becoming the nuns, to destroy them all.
I mean, we can make the bear be friendly, and that should be believable, given how naive. So naive.
Cool. You guys should see Orphea's like bird's eye view in front of you, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. You want to go where?
So to the tavern and see whether the nuns are still in that table, or the people who are dressed in those robes.
Okay.
Piss-head nuns.
You go into the tavern. I think that one was called, what did I call that one? The Drunken Muse? Yeah, I think that's what it was called.
Yes.
And I'm going to get you to roll a D100 for me. So whoever wants to do it, this is called like a luck check. So you can either go to the little dice icon on the left-hand side toolbar and select the D100, or you can type like /roll space D100 and it'll roll it.
Who's feeling lucky? Sure. Let's do it.
I'm the unlikeliest person ever. I will not do that.
I am happy to do it if the dice thing behaves. There we go.
Okay. With a 62, you notice at the booth that you saw the nuns previously, there is one nun there sort of like sitting dejectedly.
Okay, I wander up with an amiable gait and a beaming maw.
Okay. She doesn't look up from her drink as you approach.
I say, "Hail, Orpheus. How are you doing there? You look like you may need some help, friend."
Ah, yes, to the deity. Well, I've just had a long week. I'm not in need of any specific assistance.
Are you sure? I'm happy to lend a hand. I hear that you and your people are very busy these days.
Well, I mean, we're busy in the sense that we provide a lot of the gifts and the food and the drink that Orpheus requires, but every day we pray for an appearance, and he does not. Well, you will have heard throughout the town, he hasn't appeared in 5 years, 6 years.
Oh no, you can't say that we just sit here passively waiting for him to come to us. Surely you must know where to find him.
She looks over the shoulder at the random group of your companions, sort of like standing awkwardly in the doorway, and says, "What is it that you want exactly? I mean, these are, this is Orpheite business. I'm not sure what it is that you're looking for."
Well, we just want to help. We've heard that Orpheus is collecting things, and we know where many of these things are. We're devoted followers.
Oh, I see. And she seems to brighten slightly. Make a persuasion check.
As Monty's doing this,
Ooh.
I'm going to cast minor illusion around him to make him very faintly glow in a holy way.
Okay, I like that. So I'll say, Monty, you can roll with advantage. So roll your persuasion check again. Okay. So basically, with a 10, she says, I mean, that does sound like, I don't know. I mean, we've almost given up on trying to coax Orpheus down to appear to us again. He must have very important things that he's looking after. I mean, the city continues to prosper. He must be doing an amazing job. But we don't know of any way to break the rules that he laid down for us before he, retired from public view. He said under no circumstances were us, his followers, or anyone else to go into his tower. So we just leave our offerings at the foot of the tower, and then the next morning, somehow, they're gone.
Friend, can you show us to his tower?
Sorry, can you say that again?
Friend, can you show us to his tower, please?
Well, I mean, it's hard to miss. It's as soon as you enter the inner ring, it's in the center square.
Okay. Is there anything that Orpheus really likes that you know? We don't want to be greeted with stern words and admonishments.
Well, he seems to take all the offerings we leave. It's a mixture of the food from our tables. It varies day to day, and then some clothing, fabric, books that we've enjoyed, sort of sharing our life with Orpheus's. I mean, if it weren't for the lack of appearance, it would be quite a rewarding career. But listen, I have to get back to the convent. I appreciate you taking the time to speak with me, but yes, I must be going.
I kind of say,
go on.
Starts to leave. I kind of say to myself, "Oh, I understand why he's not coming out if you just leave him books and clothes."
Do you say it so that she can hear you, or do you say it to yourself?
I say it to myself, but out loud.
Okay. She says, she sort of like, she doesn't say anything, but her face is kind of a little stony as she pushes past you and shuffles out the door.
I point at her and say, "Ha, stupid nun."
She like pulls her habit a little further over her forehead and like pretends like you guys aren't there as she leaves the tavern.
Imagine thinking that bear is holy.
I just come back to the group and go, well, she wasn't very helpful, but she did say there's a big tower we should check out.
The bartender turns to you guys and says, so, well, what'll it be? Are you sitting?
Nothing for us, asshole. And then we leave.
As you close the door behind you, you hear, wait, are you the ones? Clunk.
Yeah. Right, let's go to the tower, I guess.
The tower.
All
Good
night
work,
watch.
Monty.
Tower.
Okay, as you head towards the inner ring, you see the entrance has like a wall and a gate and 2 armed guards standing outside the gate, and they say, whoa, who goes there? Do you have passage into the inner ring?
Offer your points.
Oh.
I just want to make an offering to Orpheus.
Is that what Abe says?
Yes.
Okay. Make a persuasion check. And someone else was talking at the same time. Did someone want to do something?
Whatever happens here, I'm going to send my imp in stealth. So.
Okay, roll a stealth check for the imp. No, sorry, not perception, Abe. Persuasion.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Sorry.
Do I get advantage or anything? Because he's invisible.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, if he's invisible, then yes, you do get advantage on stealth. Okay. With a 12, the guard says, I mean, we have the Orpheites for that. There's no need for you to participate. I mean, you can leave something with us and we can take it to their convent if you want. He seems a little confused as to why you would want to do this, because Orpheus hasn't been seen in quite a while. You get skepticism on his face. Oh, also your persuasion check was a 12. But with an 18, you notice the imp disappears and...
Well, it's a very precious...
Sorry, let's finish what you were saying, Abe, and then I'll narrate the other bit.
Oh, that it's heartfelt offering. So I would like to do it myself. But yes, but thank you anyway.
The guard turns to the other guard and sort of shrugs and looks kind of confusedly at him, and he does the same back. Like, it's almost make an insight check. Oh, nice. With a 20. Okay. With a 20, you get the sense that these guards are kind of like medieval jocks, and they're not really sure what a nice gesture is. Cool. So the imp turns invisible and manages to fly above them. And what you see through the imp's eyes is a large sort of piazza square opens up. And at the center of it is a sort of like hexagonal tower, very tall, very like grandly constructed. And there's big double doors in front of it. And in front of those doors is a little pile of like food and drinks and cloths and things like that. And surrounding the outside of the square are shops, taverns, some nice looking houses. That's what you see.
Okay, so I relay that to the party and say, I can see the tower. So what should we do? Should we just survey it all night and see how it disappears, how the food gets into it?
Yes, that would have been my idea as well. Something doesn't make sense.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
The guards say, hey, you lot, no loitering, keep your distance. And they sort of like gesture their spears towards you menacingly.
No, wait, okay, so I'm going to have a last-ditch attempt. I'm going to turn around and just go, friend, let us through to make our offering, will you? And I'm going to cast Fast Friends on the guard.
Ooh. Can you show me the wording of the spell?
What does that
Okay.
do?
When you make something, you can't rely on vague promises. When you cast this, choose one humanoid that you can see and hear you and that can understand you. The creature must succeed on a wisdom saving throw or become charmed by you for the duration. The duration is up to an hour while the creature it undertakes to perform.
Sweet.
It depends on you can set the creature new tasks. Oh, nice. If you decide to end it, service directed, it might consider the creatures. The creature can make Okay, cool. So wisdom saving throw time. Okay, we're with an 8. You notice that the guard on the right-hand side sort of takes on this glassy-eyed, lidded expression and says, "Oh yeah, totally. Let me show you the way." And he turns to the other guard and says, "Don't worry, Ernie. I'll look after it. I'll look after them." And he sort of like waves you through.
I turn down to the rest and say, "Look at the power of friendship."
So you all walk through. Is that what happens?
I have my hand on Monty's shoulder because I'm currently seeing through my demon's eyes.
So you see the other guard. The other guard looks kind of askance at this and looks very confused, but lets you guys pass.
Oh yeah, don't worry about him. He's just full of ketamine.
Nice. Okay, cool. So you enter the large piazza as night begins to fall, and it is exactly as I described 40 seconds ago.
Excellent.
Okay.
So shops and stuff are closed up or closing, or
They seem to be in the process of closing. You see a couple of well-dressed people hurrying along in 2s and 3s across the piazza, sort of giving you the occasional like sidelong look, but not accosting you at this point.
find a tavern to hold up in while we wait for midnight or whatever time we think is going to happen.
Sure thing.
That would make us look less suspicious, so yes.
I say nothing, so I'm like,
Do you think we can get a little rest somewhere? Short one.
Yeah, useful.
Everybody can make a perception check to see what places you notice around the piazza. Oh, wow.
Oh, good.
Monty, you can roll another d20 to see how bad it is. Okay, with a 15. Okay, so with a 15, as you're looking around like hurriedly, the grease from your last sort of meal that you had, probably like turkey or chicken or something, has sort of got on your clothes and on your hands, and you just slip and fall on your ass.
Sweet.
Cool.
I just fall down and go, "Oh, where are my friends now?"
so hang on, do I then fall as well?
No, you got a 3. He got a natural 1.
No, but I mean, I'm holding on to him.
Yeah, you are. In that case,
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
fall
you go down as
in a heap on the ground. Whereas Abe very competently points out.
I was just like this.
Abe points out like a. Oh wait, I'll wait for the internet.
Yeah.
Cool. Abe points
You can
out
see her again.
clutch of taverns on the sort of eastern side of the piazza, one of which is called the Gilded Spout, and the other of which is called the Pulpit.
Ooh.
So guys, there's these 2 taverns east from here. Maybe we should check one of them out.
Pulpit sounds a little bit more religious to me. Maybe
Okay.
we'll meet some people who can help. Or be doubly suspicious.
You guys should get up though first.
Hey, I'm quite comfortable down there.
Might draw suspicion.
Fenrir is really kind of working it.
Completely on the floor, just talking up to her.
Yeah.
So should we check out the pulpit then?
All right, let's go to the pulpit. I'll reach down and try and give Monty a hand up. He's weigh about 4 times my body weight.
Yeah, magically it works somehow.
Yeah, you get up,
The
no
power of
problems.
leverage.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you head towards the pulpit, you don't go on.
I'm still lying on the floor. Stuporous. I'm doing the M thing at the moment.
You continue to lie on the ground.
You need to get me because I'm.
Yeah, Monty, just grab him and drag him along.
Yeah. Just pull him along.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So you and the body of Zenarai arrive outside the pulpit. There isn't much noise, and even as you open the door, there's just a gentle hum of conversation. It seems to be populated by almost exclusively Orpheites in the similar sort of habit that you noticed the woman in The Drunken Muse. And even the bartender has a vaguely sort of conservative look, although he's not wearing a habit, he just seems very tightly covered up everywhere. And he says, welcome, hello. I think there's a table in the back somewhere if you would like it.
That's good.
Yes,
Okay.
sounds good to us. We're just looking for a drink before we
Just
pay our
as
respects to
the
Orpheus.
just as the guard arrives with you outside this tavern, he looks at Monty and says, is there anything else I can help you with?
So,
So you say you've got keys to the tower or something?
yes. Or is there any information you can give us about getting into that tower before you go, good guard? You've served us so well.
Oh, you mean Orpheus's tower?
Yes.
Oh, well, I mean, we're forbidden to go in there based on his last speech to us. But I don't even know if it's locked. We're just forbidden to go in. We wouldn't want to incur his wrath. I mean, he looks after the city so well. I'm sorry I can't be of more help.
I turn around to the others and just go, anyone got any use for this guy? A lot less. Okay. So no, thank you very much, good sir. You've really helped us out. Back to your post. And keep in touch, yeah, friends?
He says,
Turn around.
have a good night. And then he sort of like wanders off back to the direction that he came from.
Sweet.
Cool. So you guys are shown to like a back table that seems kind of small, but you all kind of squish in there. And the bartender says, what can I get you? We don't have much in the way of alcohol. This is a dry tavern, as you can see, but I can get you some tea, some water. What would you like?
I briefly wake up from my stupor and shout ale at him and then go back into the stupor.
He says, I'm so sorry. We have a non-alcoholic mead, if you would like that. We don't have any ale here.
I remain stupid.
I'll say, don't mind our friend. He suffered an injury on our last venture into the forest. Yes, we'll take 4 refreshing non-alcoholic meads and some whatever you've got on the go with the food.
Oh, excellent. Thank you. I'll go grab it now. That will be 1 silver piece, please.
Yep. I think
Yeah.
Abe's round.
Cool. So he goes off and gets those things for you. About a couple of minutes later, he comes back, puts the meads in sort of like large clay mugs in front of you. And there appears to be a mixture of like roasted potatoes, some sort of green steamed vegetable that you don't recognize, and a whole bunch of like berries and nuts. And it's a very strange dish. But he takes the silver piece and says, thank you, enjoy. And he gives you a weird look as he walks away.
I go fucking crazy for the berries and nuts and just start snuffling into them with my muzzle.
Okay, you eat them up. You guys hear the sort of like ceramic plate like rattling and slamming on the table as he's eating.
Sweet. Okay.
literally.
Can like us just like chilling out in the pub for a bit count as a short rest, or do we need to all sleep?
No, short rest you don't need to sleep for. It's a long rest you need to sleep for.
Okay, so maybe we can do a short rest now.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah,
Okay.
knock back some alcohol-free meads and keep an eye out.
I briefly pop back from my stupor and say, yeah, if you can find any of those nun costumes, keep some for what
What do their costumes look like? Oh, what are the outfits?
They're wearing like brown, like homespun kind of material as cloaks, and then there's a hood that goes up over their head, and then a separate white piece of fabric that goes on the inside of the hood, like almost like a collar but upside down.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Can I just clarify? Short rest doesn't reset spell slots, does it?
Some spells recover on a short rest, like for example your racial traits, but some do not.
Yeah, but so slots remain used.
Yes, you need a long rest for that, or you need to be a wizard that has like arcane recovery and stuff like that.
I think I am. Last I checked.
You're a wizard?
No, just trying to.
You're a wizard, Monty.
Oh.
No, Uncle James.
You see a variety of the nuns around you are giving you a similar, more exaggerated look than the bartender gave you. It feels almost like being 4 normies in a biker bar or something like that, except much more passive-aggressive.
Okay. Do you want to go make some friends, Monty?
Shall we, hey Zenorite, do you want to just scream Hail Orpheus with your former search and get people to like us?
I say,
Where is your imp, by the way, Zenorite? Has it been following you guys?
no, it's he's been watching the tower door to try and find out how the offers get collected.
Okay, well, it's about 9 p.m. at this point, so you notice a couple of the nuns sort of leave in 2s and 3s, and there seems to be only a few remaining that are sort of like chatting with each other and look kind of tired. And then 1 or 2 of those heads upstairs, like behind the bar, presumably to the accommodations that the tavern possesses.
Do I see anything going on through my imp?
Nothing yet. The offerings just seem to be there at this point.
Okay. Well, so I pop back into the body, my actual body, and say, guys, why don't we get a room here and rest, and I'll keep a watch through the imp.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. We do have a sleep, to be honest.
And get me those fucking nun costumes.
Yeah, I could.
Say that.
So,
Yeah.
we could say yes. Maybe we could try and sneak around and steal some habits while we're here.
It's like your opinion thing.
If they're stolen, would they be bad habits? May I ask?
I say,
And I'm really
all right. So I'll. Josa sort of flags over the barman.
The barman comes over and says, yes, we're closing in an hour or so. Is there anything I can get you?
Yes. Look, me and my friends here have decided we're a bit weary and we might fancy a place to stay for the night. What are your rates if you got a room?
Oh, it's 2 silver pieces per person.
Right.
And yes, we
Does
do
that
have
include-
rooms. Well, that includes breakfast in the morning.
Sweet.
will the breakfast be of equal quality?
Yeah, I'll just kind of look around in case anyone. How much breakfast? No. I'll look around, see if anyone particularly disagrees. But yeah, it'd be like, all right, yeah, we'll take the rooms.
That's it.
Cool. He takes 2 silver pieces from each of you and says, it's just the staircase behind the bar over there. I hope you have a good sleep, and I will see you in the morning.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. You're nice.
Thanks.
His weird looks have sort of subsided now that you've seemingly bought enough of his products and services. Cool.
Okay,
So you guys are taking a long rest. Is that the idea?
Well, I'm kind of not. So I mean, how does it work if I'm kind of just waiting and watching through the imp?
Okay, we'll say the rest of you begin your long rest, and then I'll deal with what you and your imp notice. So give me a perception check for the imp.
Just first, I want to just reiterate that Zenarai has a sleeping cap on and is tucked into bed, but still has the arm raised.
Nice.
Perception check for the imp.
Yeah.
Wisdom, is that?
Perception is wisdom, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, natural 20. Okay. Your imp notices that a couple of the bottles of wine have fallen over in the breeze and are spilling around the flagstones surrounding the entrance, but he notices nothing else. Now you need to make a what would this be? Constitution saving throw to see if you can stay awake.
Okay. What would that?
Oh, Constitution saving throws in the top left.
For Zenarai?
Yeah, for Zenarai.
Gotcha. Okay.
Okay. You just managed to stay awake. Now make another perception check for the imp. The rest of you dream of sheep and fields. Okay. Even with a 6, the imp notices a silhouetted. Does he have dark vision? The imp?
Yes.
Okay. He notices this sort of
devil's sight.
What does that mean?
Devil's sight says magical darkness doesn't impede the imp's dark vision. No, so it has dark vision. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So basically, he sees this door, these double doors open, and this tall figure emerges, and he appears to have these little like bumps on the back of his shoulders, and he seems to be wearing like a cloak. Even in dark vision, you get like, it's basically like seeing in grayscale. And this figure scoops up the offerings in front of the door and quickly like shuffles back inside the door.
Cool. Can I go to sleep now?
Yes.
Cool.
You all wake up and your long rest is complete, so you have your HP and your spell slots back and things like that.
Sweet. I sit down cross-legged in my hotel suite, light some incense and candles, and shuffle my bird seed out on the floor and pray.
Okay, give me a religion check. Okay, with a 15, you feel the natural world and the like invisible threads that bind the world together almost like converging on the space outside of the hotel, outside of the tavern, like roughly where the tower is. You feel like the threads of the universe are all sort of like hinging around that point. It's difficult to describe because it's obviously a feeling, but it feels like a fulcrum almost.
Oh. Well, I'll certainly tell the guys at breakfast if we're there yet. But,
Okay.
I'll keep it to myself for now.
What do the rest of you do?
So I wake up and I say, my shoulder really fucking hurts.
Your arm's dead. Yeah, sure. Let's go for breakfast. Joseph heads down in a towel.
Nice. Okay. You see.
So, I can't wait to watch that fucking bear eat all my food again.
I was gonna say, is it a buffet style situation, or is it like first?
Basically,
for their sake, I hope not.
You get downstairs and you see the same bartender behind the bar and like one or two nuns in the corner eating what looks to be like oatmeal or something. And the bartender says, welcome, good morning. I'm sorry I didn't introduce myself last night. It was surprising to see non-Orpheites in here, to be honest with you, but my name is Igor. Would you like some breakfast?
Yes.
Yes.
Got any more nuts and honey?
Sure. Yeah. Basically, this has been established to look after the Orphites. So they traditionally have oatmeal, but I can put some nuts and berries from dinner in it if you would like.
Sure. I'll have one trough, please.
Okay. He looks at you kind of strangely and says, all right, a trough for you, and the rest of you are happy with oatmeal?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Good.
He gestures to like a whole side of the tavern that is empty and goes back behind the bar to do like food things. Shortly afterwards, he comes back with the bowls and says, here you go. And he basically used what is like a cooking pot to put the oatmeal in for Monty and gives it to you and sort of like walks away slowly, not sure if he's like interpreted trough correctly.
I am happy enough with this, and I insert my entire head.
Nice.
But there are no breathing difficulties because it's all gone by the time it comes back up.
Nice. Cool. You eat oatmeal.
I tell the others that Shanti told me this morning while I was praying that there's some gnarly reality shit going on out by the tower. Almost like worlds are converging, different dimensional planes.
I said, that's interesting. And I told him about the weird dude in the cloak with the shoulder things.
That came out of the tower in the middle of the night.
Mm.
So there is a man in the tower.
Maybe he has something to do with this.
Do you think?
Maybe he knows where Orpheus is.
So we're learning something about Monty's anatomy, that for some reason he's got what's it called, auto brewery syndrome, where any kind of carbohydrate turns into alcohol in his stomach.
Absolutely fucked. Okay.
Okay. Well, so there's a guy who comes and takes the offerings. Clearly has the tower or him has some magical power of great influence, great importance.
Let's bust on in.
As
Just
you're
go knock and see what's going on.
As you're having this little conversation in the corner of the bar, you see 2 or 3 very old-looking nuns come in to the tavern, holding like a parchment and having like a hushed argument. You hear snatches of the conversation that sound like, okay, well, we've tried wine, music, we've tried food, we've tried books, clothes, fabric. What else? Is there anything that we haven't tried yet? And then they go and... Sorry?
So I've got an idea. We need to go over there and convince them to offer Monty up as an offering to Orpheus.
I mean, why not? He's friendly enough.
I think I could convince him. I could be his friend. And also I have this feather on me which might make him like me. Who knows?
Maybe you should start offering human sacrifice. Or humanoid sacrifice.
Yes, I'm not sure how that will go down with the Orphites. They seem like gatekeeping their god quite a lot, aren't they?
Well, we know that being an Orpheite won't actually help us because they've kind of been shunned. So I'm not sure if we need their habits or anything actually now.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that would achieve. Well, of course, there's always the option that we wait in the darkness, and when he next appears at nighttime, we just go and speak to him.
At him.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, we are. It's by the sounds of it, we are maybe the first people in 5 years to have even seen him. So.
Also, it might not even be locked from what the guard said. The door might not even be locked.
Yeah, this is a tyranny.
Yes, I think.
Yeah, that's controlling people. We're not afraid.
Yeah, let's just bowl up.
Be careful about being seen, though.
Well, the imp can be invisible, can't it?
Mm-hmm.
And I could use
Right.
disguise self to make a rather fetching hat appear on my head. Which I think would convince him to
Or
let
if
us
it's
in.
at night, then Araya can literally make it so that we're not seen.
Oh, I've got an idea. I could cast minor illusion in front of the door of an identical door, and then we could go through the real door, but the illusion would remain closed.
Sounds good.
Okay. I've also got Pass Without Trace, which is pretty OP. But we should probably do that at night time. A veil of shadows and silence radiates from you, masking you and your companions from detection. For the duration, each creature within 30 feet has +10 to stealth.
Oh, well, definitely that.
Let's do that.
Okay, how should we? Is there anything that we can do to pass the day? I know there's a couple of shops and stuff here.
Why don't we check the shops then?
Let's go to a magic shop.
Yeah, magic shop.
Magic.
Shop.
So
Really turns to us chanting shop, shop, shop.
Yeah, you didn't miss anything of any importance.
who
All good?
who didn't miss anything?
You.
Oh no, I'm here. I just turned off the video for a second.
Good.
Okay, so you were chanting, and then what do you intend to do?
Let's go to a magic shop.
Yeah, we're thinking we want to pass some time in the day until it's night, so we might go shopping.
Okay.
Maybe 10 hours of day drinking in the other pub.
Sure, let's do that. Let's get drunk and buy loads of unnecessary items.
Okay, so you go outside and you look for a magic shop. Is that the idea?
Yeah.
Okay, whoever
So,
wants.
how about we? Because you said there was lots of shops and stalls in front of the tower. So why don't we pretend we're shopping and actually also check out the tower as well? I know we've
Well-
seen it through the Imp's eyes, but we've only sort of seen it in passing.
The tower is in the center of the piazza, and the shops and everything are about 60 feet away in like a square that surrounds the piazza.
Okay, sorry, I understand. Well, yeah, let's just look for some cool shops then.
Okay. Whoever is looking can roll a, I'll say, investigation check. And if someone wants to help that person, then they can roll with advantage. Otherwise, two people can roll separately.
I can help gain someone else advantage, given that my investigation is -1.
Mine is 0.
I got 0.
Ash, what's your investigation?
It's +2.
Okay, I think Ash's investigation is good. Well, Monty's.
I think mine is +2. Yes. What are we investigating, sorry?
To find magic shops. So you can roll
Yeah,
with
I
advantage.
have a little look for that. With
I'll help you so you can roll with advantage.
Oh, sweet.
I'll have a scout as well.
Yeah, not that one.
Okay, I'll say that there's 3 rolls, but I'll say that you see only one shop that looks magical. The rest of them look to be like general stores. And the magic shop is called The Last Flask.
Amazing.
I like that name.
Let's
Yeah.
fall on in.
So do you attempt to go into it?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
You go into it and you see all kinds of items on shelves and a lady standing behind a sort of desk, and she says, "Oh, hello, welcome. What can I get for you today?"
I say, hey, do you know that mage who runs the other magic shop?
Where? What shop? In the outer ring?
Yeah.
She looks at you and says, "Yes, we're acquainted. Are you a friend of his?"
No.
I see. And she looks kind of a little like guarded. So who are you and how did you come to the inner ring today?
I'll say, you misunderstand, my friend. We're not good friends with the other shopkeeper because he doesn't have such fine wares as we can clearly see on display in this lovely shop. We are hunters of bargains and magical items.
I very noticeably roll my eyes.
Okay, so in that case, please, Joseph, roll a, I'll say, persuasion check.
Good.
Okay. Oh, wow, with a 5. She says,
Nailed it.
thank you. Is there anything in particular you're looking for today?
Have you got any gem inlaid sticks?
She looks kind of blankly and says, yes, numerous. How much do you want?
2 golds worth, please.
And she reaches behind the counter and grabs like a nondescript handful and says, here you go, 2 gold, please.
I put down the jar of pickling brine and say, how about this sweetens the deal?
She picks up the jar, opens it, smells it, wrinkles her nose like substantially, and says, 3 gold, please.
I take the brine away and say, let's just forget about this.
She says, perhaps if this jar contained actual pickles, I'm quite partial to them, but the brine is of no use to me or you.
But see how the smell of the pickle has stayed despite the absence of the pickle itself.
Yes, I noticed that, much as any brine would.
Okay, I put that back in my satchel and pay 2 gold. Slide 2 gold coins across.
She kind of looks at it skeptically and then dismissively like flicks the gem encrusted sticks towards you. You get a sort of like librarian headmistress sort of vibe from her.
So I would like to buy 10 gold of charcoal, incense, and herbs.
Yes, of course. Please. And she gestures to a container like in front of the desk where you can sort of grab some yourself, and she holds her hand out for, how much gold did you say?
10.
Okay. And she says, yes, there you go.
Thank you.
You seem to be spellcasters of some description. Why have I not heard of you before?
Oh, I'm very discreet.
Ah, yes. Well, that's good. And you, Furbolg, gentlemen, how long have you been conducting sort of rituals, I see?
Not for too long.
And she looks over her like half-rimmed glasses at you and says, I see.
No, I'm relatively new to it. It's nice though. It's treating me well. I'm glad to be, a magic user. I like magic.
I say enough of the interrogation, woman. Show me your wares.
She looks like she's keeping her thoughts to herself, but quite surprised. And she says, well, I have a variety of items, weapons, armor. Is there anything you're particularly looking for? Like what brings you here? It doesn't look like you know what you're doing.
Armor.
Okay. Well.
Magic armor.
She looks over at this sort of splint mail, which is a little bit like a breastplate, and she says, that is very finely made, I think dwarven made, far from here to the east. It is exceptionally well balanced. I'm sure it would serve you well. It's basically adamantine armor. I think Abe has some.
Oh, yeah.
That is worth it, guys.
That's the good stuff.
I can only... I need to break character a second. Armor, light armor. Does that mean I can only wear light armor, or that's just what I've got?
It means you can only wear light armor because that's what you're proficient in.
I see. Okay.
What kind of armor
do you have?
The splint is... Let me find it. got a lot of tabs open here. It is considered to be heavy armor.
Okay.
But she looks you up and down and says, I think that's probably a bit heavy for you. For the more slight of build, I have a robe that is... I haven't been able to discern its nature, but it is very strongly enchanted. And you look at it, and it's got a lot of like eyes embroidered on the outside of it, of various different shapes and sizes and colors. That was extracted by one of Orphea's procurers. And yes, he sold it to me for, yes, quite a pretty penny. So it's clearly valuable, but I haven't been able to identify it at this point.
What would you like for it?
She says, ooh, this is quite expensive. I would say 3,000 gold.
Shit.
3,000 gold for a robe that you don't know what it does.
Well, I'm proficient in the arcane arts enough to know that it contains a strong arcane aura, much as you yourself do.
And I'm not sat here charging you £3,000 to be in my presence. Gold pieces.
She smiles and says, yes, but if I were to see you for sale somewhere, that's probably what I'd expect to pay for you. Roll an insight check.
Okay. This is getting quite sexual.
Yeah, it's just 100% DTF.
Oh, wow. Yeah. With a natural 20, you are very confident that this lady has at one point purchased slaves, like that have been like illegally obtained, captured somewhere. And it's kind of like, it creeps you out a little bit.
Well, unfortunately, party members, that's a fucking red flag for Zenerai. And he starts casting fireball on this woman.
Okay. I think fire. Do you mean fire bolt or fire ball?
Let me just double check. Fireball.
Fireball has a huge splash radius. That will
It does. So you all need to make a You all need to make a dexterity saving throw.
I shake my head.
Oh my god.
Wait.
And what's
Can't take this guy anywhere.
What's your DC, Zenerai?
Okay.
Oh shit. Dexterity.
15.
Yeah.
What is it? Sorry, 15. Okay, cool.
15.
Cool. So we've got Abe fails, Monty fails. Now we need Josa. Oh yeah, Josa succeeds, and I'll say with a natural 20. Technically, you take half, but with a natural 20, I'll say you take okay. Josa takes 10 fire damage as this fireball engulfs him. Abe takes 27, and Monty takes 27 fire damage. And this entire room is just fire for 3 seconds or so. And as it subsides, you see the woman standing there, still kind of in the same position as before. Her hair and eyebrows are gone, and she doesn't look especially damaged, but definitely a little burnt up. And she says, "Get out."
I can't understand why that didn't work.
This woman is extremely tolerant. Okay, wait, really quickly. Do you have any ashes from a burned leaf of mistletoe?
She turns around and walks into the room behind her desk, and over her shoulder she points her finger, and this beam of red light comes out of it, very, very similar to the one that just came out of Zenarai's hand. And everybody needs to make a dexterity saving throw.
Shit.
This is honestly one of the funniest things that's happened when someone has gone into a shop.
I'll take that as a no then. As I dive out of the way.
1 second. Okay, so that means who got the natural 20? Abe manages to duck very well and takes 11 fire damage. Josa takes 17 fire damage. Zenarai takes 34, and Monty. Did Monty roll twice again?
18.
Oh, God.
Yeah, 18 was the initial roll.
Okay, so you take 17 fire damage as well.
Okay, I fall unconscious on the floor.
Okay, you're unconscious on the floor.
Oh, yeah. Can I absorb elements as well?
Hang the fuck on. I don't take.
What's up? Absorb elements. You can put the spell in the chat, Hugo, and we can figure out. I think you can do it as a reaction. Sorry, what's the thing about fire damage, Fraser?
So I'm a tiefling, so I'm resistant to fire. What does that mean?
Oh, so what did you roll? A 10. So instead of 34, that means you take 17. So resistance basically halves the damage. Captures the range, duration, 1 round, run reaction. Okay, so that means some of the incoming energy, but it doesn't say how much. How are we supposed to know what that is?
You have resistance.
Oh, okay. So it means it halves it. Okay, cool. So how much did you take?
Damage?
Okay, so 15, 16, 17. What's half of 17 rounded down? Like 9? 8?
8.
8. You take 8 fire damage instead of the amount that I said. And the next time you make a melee attack, the target can take an extra d6 of fire damage as it's still sort of like coursing through your veins.
Yeah, looks pretty cool. Well, I'll cast that then.
You see Josa sort of like twirl his hands around, and a little eddy of the flaming ball seems to coalesce in his skin.
I'm going to grab Monty and get out of there.
Okay, Abe drags the enormous furbolg along the ground, and as you do, you notice that the items in this store seem unaffected by the flames that have taken place. They look unmarked, unscarred.
Ooh. I'm not going to risk taking anything from it, though.
Cool.
I need that fire lady.
What do the rest of you do?
Yeah, I mean, we all just got completely fucked up by fire spells. So I'm going to dash out of the door. And then, shout at Zenoa, "We are going to talk about this!"
It's like some bizarre, like, father-son dynamic. It's just like the funniest shit I've ever seen. Okay, so Joseph wakes up.
I back out of the shop saying, "You haven't heard the last of me, slaving bitch." Oh, bitch! And then I reluctantly back out of the shop.
Oh gosh, that was funny. Okay, it's about, I don't know, midday, 11:30 by this time, and you're all significantly scorched.
I start spasming on the floor as a gentle reminder to others.
Oh, you're unconscious. Make a death saving throw.
Yep.
So roll a d20. I totally forgot about that.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, the 4, that's 1 death saving throw out of 3, and the spasming definitely takes place as like brain damage starts to set in.
Should we drag him to a temple or a healer or something?
I'm laying.
Abelardo cast heal.
Please do.
Is that going to help? Or...
What does Abe do?
No, I'm in the process of dying unless someone does something about it.
Okay, yes, I'm going to lay my hands on.
Okay, how many hit points do you give him?
I'm going to give him 20. Should that be enough to?
I imagine we're going to go rest. Oh, sorry.
Let me tell you how it works. With lay on hands, technically 1 hit point would bring him back from unconsciousness, but he would just get 1 hit point. So it's kind of however you want to do it.
Okay, I'm going to give him 20 and keep 10 in case someone else needs it very fast.
Okay, you see the Furbolg Monty come back to consciousness, burned incredibly. Like a lot of his fur is gone from like a brown caramel chestnut color to just black, sooty gray, and he's got like gray soot all over his hair. He looks like one of those dogs that survived like a house being burned down.
I get up, grab Zenora, and go, "What the fuck, man? I'm your friends."
I say, hey, I think you look badass, dude. It's a good look.
This is classic.
I skulk off, turn my back on Zenora, and just like sit down on a step.
Nice. This is good. I'm loving it. I'm loving this.
I think Dosa will pull out his 2 short swords and point them at Zenoi and say, "What the fuck's going on? You knew that would hit us as well. Why did you cast a fireball?"
Okay. So back off. We don't tolerate slavers in this group. If that's not good enough for you, you can leave.
Why don't you tolerate fireballs on the party? Why didn't you think that through?
Listen, that bitch was a slaver, and I knew it.
Okay, let's check if we can heal ourselves up a bit, because I'm on 14 out of 52.
I can do that.
How are you on health?
Yeah. Let me do some stuff. Let me play my role in this group.
Okay.
Before
what do you?
heal myself, let's check the health of the others as well.
Yeah, how's everyone doing for health?
So I say, listen, adventurers, friends. This doesn't concern you. That woman had it. She had it coming, and she knew it, and that should be enough for you.
I still have no idea what happened. So
I've heard the boundaries about splash damage, and I will consider it next time.
It concerns us when you kill Monty. Who holds it when dying? Don't you care? Don't you care about him?
Please fine now.
I'm 20 out of 33. How are you doing?
I'm 14 out of 52.
How's everyone doing?
21 to 38.
You're not getting any. Jose, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm 21 out of 39.
Okay.
I dodged both of them, luckily.
Okay, so I'm
going to angrily pop some good berries in my mouth as well.
You angrily consume berries.
I'm going to cast Prayer of Healing on everyone in the group apart from Zedarai.
I probably deserve that.
Yeah.
And that will be, I think Disciple of Life adds 5, so I think that's 14. Don't know why that split it out like that, but
so 14 heal.
Let me just check. 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 3. Disciple of Life. Do you know what that means, Sam?
Yeah, Disciple of Life just adds like a bonus, I think, to the healing.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, so the healing has come from the 3D plus the 3. Yes, so that makes sense. So I think that's 14 in total then.
Cool.
That is actually, yeah, so that is up to 6 creatures of your choice. So yes, everyone apart from Zenarai.
Right, and I am going to put the other 10 lay on hands on myself. I'm going to touch myself in the crotch and give myself 10 more hit points.
Woo!
Yeah, just to in case we come across someone evil, we have to fight, given that I'm the. town.
It's midday in the middle of the square, Abelardo.
Doesn't matter.
They already are. It's like we stumble out of a shop on fire.
You stumble out of a shop,
okay, I'm gonna-
partially on fire.
I'm gonna say, so yeah, I'll put my swords, sheath my swords, but I'll say, Zenway, this is a timeout. You need,
I said, oh, what? It's unfair. Fuck off.
you know what you've done. No more fireballs in small spaces.
Oh, fine, whatever. You're not my real dad.
Oh, great.
Gilded spout or whatever it was called.
Yep.
Oh yeah, we haven't been there yet.
Get an actual beer.
Let's go Gilded Spout.
I cast Mage Hand and use it to dust the charcoal off onto.
Ely forwards, looking ahead.
Oh, mate.
But
Cold-blooded.
the purring gives it away.
Purring. Involuntary purring. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it secretly.
Nice. Okay, so you guys go to the Gilded Spout. Is that the idea?
Yep.
Okay, cool. You head to the Gilded Spout. You open it up, the door, and you see a very clean, like well-upholstered room, complete with like green felt in the left corner, red felt in the right corner, and like velvet couches spread throughout. And the bar is staffed by two very well-dressed bartenders, one male, one female. They seem to be half elven because they have slightly pointed ears, but the rest of them seems fairly human. And they say in unison, "Welcome to the Gilded Spout. You look the worst for wear."
Freaky at all?
Yep, that's fine.
I say in perfect minor third harmony with Gahak Balachas, welcome to the perfect spout. You can go fuck yourself.
And I say, Joseph's then going to say, right, wait outside. And I'm gonna, when I'm pointing, my finger's gonna crackle with the fire energy, which I've still got absorbed. I'm gonna waggle it right under your nose.
I reluctantly turn to leave and say, get me a beer. And I'm mutter, I'm also fucking resistant to fire, so good fucking luck with that, you little cunt. And walk out the bar.
Seeing all this, I sit down wearily on one of the pristine velvet sofas, and just a gigantic cloud of ash just like
You see the male bartender says, "Thank you for coming to the Gilded Spout. Please present your 1 gold piece cover charge and choose a couch."
Oh damn, it's an
This
expensive
sounds
couch.
sexy.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Make an insight check, everyone except Zenarai, who is no longer in the building.
I hope we're not about to get our spouts gilded without unwillingly.
um,
Oh, I was double rolling.
Unwillingly for you.
perception.
Yeah. Insight. Sorry, I keep on double rolling.
Where is it?
Nice. Sick rolls, guys. No.
Yes.
And then Abe.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're
nice.
you're all pretty confident, but not certain that the bartenders like made up the cover charge after Zenarai told them to go fuck themselves. But you can't be sure.
Yeah. I mean, fair enough. If they had bouncers, they'd probably be kicking us out right now.
Yeah.
You get the sense that they probably, with those insight checks, you get the sense that they deal with the wealthy of the inner ring, and that probably includes a lot of like spoiled heirs and heiresses that they probably presume Zenarai to be. And so they just make up their deficit by charging people lots of money.
Nice. Well, I say to everyone, we're fast running out of places to actually spend time until this evening.
Yeah.
Until we're persona non grata. So I think we hunker down here still.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll flick them the gold piece and ask to be seated.
Yep.
Same.
Cool. Everybody mark off a gold piece from their inventory and then sit down, and you feel incredibly comfortable as the female bartender comes over and says, "Here are some elderflower wines that we tend to greet all our guests with. If you would like further refreshments, please just wave one of us over."
That's good elderflower wine.
It is. It's delicious. It has a sort of cool quality despite the lack of ice cubes. The glass itself seems to be chilled.
Are there any other patrons in the bar with us?
There are a smattering of sort of like jewel-adorned elderly couples in the sort of like far corners, like discussing things in very quiet voices, but very sparsely populated.
Let's get drunk.
Okay, so is the idea of this that you just intend to pass time here until the evening?
I think so.
Should we heal our head? Like, do the
How are you
rest?
doing?
Or, I'm asking how everyone else.
Click on short rest, you can see that there are hit die, and you get to like roll any number of hit die within a short rest.
So should we do that in case we find ourselves in a situation where I need to be the tank and I'm not dying?
I think so.
Yeah, I will. Having given it maybe 10 minutes of us just enjoying this cool refreshment, I will ask for a beer and take it out to Zenaway and just plonk it down on the ground and head back in.
I like to imagine like Zenarai sitting next to the enormous Dave, just like leaning against a wall.
Yeah.
I kind of pictured you putting it out in like a dog bowl and just kind of setting it down on the ground.
Kicking it over with my foot.
I'm sat next to Dave, just whistling obliviously like nothing's happened.
Is Abe allowed to have a short rest while we sort of sip our drinks? Like, how much time passes in a short rest?
Oh, about an hour or so. But if you guys are here until the evening, then you're here for like 6-7 hours.
Okay, and quick rule clarification: am I right in thinking that hit dice you can choose how many you want to use, but they refresh on a long rest?
Yes.
Is that how it works? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, that's cool. So if you go to your short rest button, go to your short rest button.
Everybody can also roll a D100 to determine how nice an afternoon they have.
Short rest. So click on them to do. And so that they get reset on a long rest. So I'd say
well below average.
I think that will roll through. If not, do it 3 times.
Okay, so Josa, you have you get that these are creature comforts that city folk are fond of, but you miss the sort of forest air a little bit and wide open spaces, and you're more tolerating the experience than really relishing it.
Yeah.
And Zenarai, you are in a bit of a huff that the rest of your group does not agree with your noble decisions and actions, and it's almost as if they want to be bad people. And then Abe and Monty can roll D100s as well to see what kind of an afternoon they have. Oh, wow. Okay.
Oh, shit. Get some Coke.
Abe strikes up a conversation with the male bartender, and they seem to be getting along quite well. They have a bit in common. The bartender seems intrigued by the fact that Abe is a dragonborn, and they're not a very common sight around here. So he seems fascinated by everything Abe says, and he says, "Listen, we have a special. It's a venom-based scotch. If you would like to have some, it's on the house."
I am. Let me check, but I think I'm immune to poison, so I might give it a try. Oh no, immune to disease, not to poison.
Well, he describes it as a venom-based scotch, so you're not sure how poisonous it is.
Okay. I'll give it a try.
Okay. He takes out this bottle from beneath the counter that is like shaped like a cobra, and the mouth is where the spout pours out of, and the mouth of the cobra is like gilded in gold, and you get the sense that this is probably where the name of the tavern comes from. And he pours out this sort of like dark yellow liquid from this glass bottle sculpture and gives it to you. And the glass that he gives it to you in has another like cobra curled around it, and it gets to the point where it's like very very ostentatious. Do you drink some?
They're forcing it a bit, aren't they?
Yes, I'm going to drink some.
Okay, make a perception check. Okay, you feel like for a second your tongue is numb and you start to panic a little bit, but then slowly it's like your tongue becomes unfrozen. You know that feeling of when you like sleep on your arm and then your arm, the feeling comes back in your arm? So it's kind of like that, but with flavor, and it's this very harsh, sweet and sour sort of like honey mixed with like coffee mixed with charcoal, and it's quite a weird sensation having the flavor arrive like slowly.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. That was quite the luxurious experience.
You are welcome. And then Monty needs to roll a D100 because I'm having fun.
I got a 96.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay, with a 79, Monty feels like this is nice. Finally, to have a little rest. These couches are one of the few couches that are actually big enough for furbolgs to sit on comfortably. You realize that it's nice to have your friends around you, or almost all of them, and you just have a very nice time chatting amiably.
Sweet.
Get to know each other.
Very nice. Friendly times.
So it is nighttime now, sort of like roughly 9 p.m., about the same time that you were at the other Pulpit Tavern.
Was it midnight that the door opened?
Actually, Zenerai would guess that it was kind of probably just after midnight, if he conveyed that information. Oh, also, the fact that you spent all day here would probably cost all of you like 5 gold pieces each, I would say.
Okay.
To like buy drinks and things like that.
Don't get the Dragonborn VIP drink.
What about those of us that spent all day sitting outside hanging out with Dave?
that does not cost any money, no.
Okay.
But if you attempt to, I'm sure you could become socially closer to Dave.
Oh, I'm absolutely going to attempt that.
Okay, do an animal handling check.
Sick.
I feel violated.
Go.
Okay, with a 14, you get the sense that Dave is similarly kind of prickly towards you like Joser is, because, you know, as her master, Dave takes on that sort of personality. But eventually, after the 3rd hour, Dave starts to like let you pat her a little bit, and she starts to like relax and try to make the best of the situation. So you feel like you've made baby steps towards like a better relationship with her.
Okay. When the guys come out of the tavern, they see me and I've got a handful of cards, and Gahak Galacha is like eating his card, and Dave has her hand in front of him on the floor, and I'm really angry because they're not playing the game properly.
Cool. So what do you guys do now?
Head to the place. Is it not yet?
So should we try and sneak in under the veil of Jose's gaping
Gooch.
darkness.
Yeah. Gooch shadow. That's what it's called.
So you're going to cast Pass Without Trace?
Well, it only lasts for up to an hour, so we can pop it like just before midnight. So
Yeah.
we need to find somewhere nearby to hunker down and not get kicked out of the inner ring by the guards, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, we could go in before midnight, but it's whether we want to like follow this guy after he's got his goods, which might be better.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's a good point. Sorry, I thought the plan was to just observe him again and jump out. But yeah, I guess if we want to just sneak in now and get inside, then let's just do the pass without trace. Yeah.
I suppose ultimately we want to steal a pack of cards, don't we? So like ultimately we might not even want to be spotted by him or.
And I mean, this guy is meant to be this, supreme powerful being as well.
Yeah.
So fucking with him is probably not a great idea.
I doubt he's level 5.
He's probably not level 5.
To meet our deity, aren't we? So we're doing it hopefully. Make pals, not battle him. All right. Well, shall I cast this shit then?
Yeah.
I'll do like a perception check to make sure that we're not currently spotted.
Okay, go for it. Yeah. You notice that there's like 1 or 2 people every few minutes like crosses the piazza, but it tends to be around the outskirts of the piazza. No one goes towards the center, presumably, except for the Orpheites, who, judging by the pile of offerings, has already been.
All right. So I'll wait then till obviously the coast is clear, and then pop this.
Cool. That means everybody can add 10 to their stealth checks. So make a regular stealth check and then add 10.
Oh, why is everything doubling? Okay.
Yeah, I think that's pretty common with the extension. It's okay. You can just take the first one.
Yeah, first one. Yeah, 19.
15.
Okay. 18. 24. Okay. You all seem fairly stealthy. Are you attempting to like walk up to the tower? Is that the idea?
Yep.
Okay. You walk up to the tower. You notice as the Pass Without Trace spell is cast by Josa, the shadows of the evening seem to like almost crawl up off the ground and onto you, and it looks and feels creepy. All right, you arrive at the double doors of the tower. You have to step over a bunch of like offerings of food and fabrics, and you're standing in front of the door.
I'll just point to
Shall I,
Hang on.
do you want me to do the minor illusion thing?
Yeah, better safe than sorry, I guess. So probably.
It might, the door might be too big, but...
Well, unless you're casting a spell near the tower sort of raises unnecessary awareness. We're completely invisible, can't we? So we can just wait until the coast is clear and then slip through.
All right. Yeah. All right. Okay, let's bowl in then.
Yeah, so checking the coast is clear again. I'd like to check the gate or door, whatever it is, see if it's open.
You're checking by attempting to open it?
Yep.
Okay, it opens.
We head inside, I think.
Okay. Inside, you see a fairly large chamber. In the center of the room is a substantial tapestry covering the center of the floor. Beyond that is a sort of like raised platform on a series of stairs, and there's like a big throne with this huge figure in like a suit of armor sitting on the throne. And on either side of the room at the far end are like 2 staircases that follow the curvature of the walls leading up, presumably to the next level. And that is where we are going to end the session. Feel the dramatic, and then the doors behind you make like a glum sound.
Dum, 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 dum.
And then
Yeah.
credits appear.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. If you have any suggestions or any ideas that we should incorporate, things you want to hear more of, things you would like to hear less of, just let us know at thewronghandspodcast@gmail.com. So THEWRONGHANDSPODCAST@gmail.com.